humans of the internet. Welcome to the Gallant Horde. Today we are playing a game called The Market of Eyes, which is totally gonna not be at all creepy in any way. That doesn't sound dodgy as hell. We don't really have any announcements at the moment, so I'm just gonna dive right in and get these lovely people to introduce themselves and their characters to you, and then we can just play the game. Let us start with Nathan. Play the game.
Hello, I'm playing Bajok Silver, the full orc detective, hard-boiled and ready to go.
Play the game. Exciting. I look forward to our first Elder Castle mission because I feel like that's when he's really going to come into his own. Chelsea.
Oh, hi. I'm Chelsea, and I'm playing Briar, the lead fleshy ranger, and I'm a dwarf.
Play the game. Show yourself.
Yeah.
What about Matthew? Play the
Hello.
game.
I am Matthew Smith, and I will be playing Ulcerina human-ish swashbuckler.
Ish. Emphasis on the ish. Trent.
Hi, I'm Trent. I'm playing Crom, a sorcerer, and I have a companion little shoulder buddy named Denim, a bit of a peeker at the electrical context of his build.
I love it. I've actually never made that connection, and I feel really dumb right now. Mac.
Hi, I'm Mac. I play Pete, who's
Play the game.
friendly, all the tiefling cleric.
Play the game. Absolutely terrifying until he opens his mouth. Play the game. Cheryl. Play the game.
I'm Cheryl. I play Redra, the half-orc cleric. Just gonna hang out and help out.
Play the game. We were just discussing before we came on camera that in this party, Elzarin is the most ordinary, which is terrifying in and of itself. Play the game. I'm Jax, and I play everybody else in the world. No pressure. Play the game. So, Market of Eyes. The premise of this is that Andaline became aware of a merchant who had opened up a temporary stall in the market. Play the game. He's selling a whole bunch of different trinkets, but most notably a bunch of glass eyes, and other eye adjacent kinds of items. She has some suspicions about the origins of this and has enlisted Karam, due to his glass-making background, to investigate further. However, before this conversation even happened with Crumb, he happened upon said merchant, play the game, the marketplace, and we never played that out in the Discord, so we're going to do it now because life got real busy and we never finished it. So, play the game.
Right, so we've Crom has just come back from Natara, which is where he's been playing with more glasswork over the break with his master Giulio. So he's still geared up, ready, and his eyes are on the prize, as it were, with regards to his glass making endeavours. But of course,
play the game.
That's his old stick, being the sorcerer's the new one. So in this particular case, he was just coming back from Jasmine's after
play the game,
checking in with her and the wine that she sells, and spied something in the market as he does. And so in this case,
play the game.
I would like to ask, I guess, our DM what he notices first.
So, play the game. The situation is that this is a kobold gentleman. He is dressed in like a long trench coat with 1,000 pockets, and very much has that look of like the shady merchant, right? Yeah, exactly. Like that's the vibe. He is selling things off the back of a wagon. Literally off the back of a wagon. Play the game. It's very temporary. He's obviously just passing through and hoping to make a couple of gold pieces as he passes through this town, knowing that it's a relatively prosperous little town. Play the game. What you see is mostly just like play the game. Keys and trinkets and bullshit. Play the game. He's not, he knows what audience he's dealing with here. These are not people who are going to be. So there is a range of like glass. Play the game. It's definitely a theme.
Yeah.
And the theme is eyeballs. But it's a mixture of mostly like little glass trinkets and jewelry that has eye motifs, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Play the game. If you want to make play the game. Do you have a special law for glass things?
So my skill set is artistry, with glass making as part of that. It's bent towards glass making, but it also touches on a lot of bead making,
Sure.
Marbles. Marbles also include the little dragon eye style type. So that takes a bit of skill.
In your play the game, you can roll. Sometimes there's a specialist law. Do you have such a thing?
So I have art law.
Okay.
And so recall knowledge on art law would be what you're.
Make me a roll for that too. Just kind of play the game. First glance impressions of what's going on.
Let's see if I'm going to roll high or low this time. Okay, so 14.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. A lot of these things are clearly just like souvenir bullshit, right? It's not super high quality. It's pretty standard, like the stuff you would sell for a couple of gold pieces, maybe. Just there are a couple of pieces kind of at the back that are play the game, kind of jewelry oriented. In the sense of like pendants and things like that are play the game.
Right.
That seem to be a little bit more play the game, higher value. Play the game. Can I get a perception check from you?
Sure. Yep.
Play the game. 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 Play the game.
Ooh, I got a critical.
That's a nat 20, is it?
Nat 20. Yep.
Cool. All right. You do notice as he's sitting there. Are you engaging with him at all?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So Kobold. Greetings, good merchants. I see you've got some interesting baubles there to sell. I have a background in glass making. Are you from Outer Castle or Mutara?
Here and there and everywhere. He's very expansive, and as he speaks with his hands, he's one of those people. And as he does that, you do notice he has a gauntlet on one arm that has a glass eye in it.
Okay.
And it's different. There's something about that catches your attention. You're like, oh, this is something
right. Okay.
more than what is available here.
Yep.
Play the game. Play the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, an artisan, tell me, do you ever sell your trinkets?
I
Play
just
the game.
came back from Mutara, and I was working with my previous master just in the break as it happened. So yes.
Anyone I might have heard of?
Julio.
Play the game. Yes, I have in fact heard of him. Not really the sort of business that I'm involved in, but seems like a good chap.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, were you interested in a little trinket today?
I'm certainly interested in having a look at what you have in wares. Do you know any of the makers of some of these fine pieces?
Play the game. I pick up what I can here and there.
As you said. Fair enough. With the perception check that I rolled, is there anything initially from some of the pieces that I would have gone, actually, that's from the market down the road, versus I might have come across them at Oldcastle?
Most of them are pretty
generic?
Yeah. This is very generic stuff.
Cool.
I will say that the stuff that is on display
play the
seems
game.
like a small amount of stuff compared to the size of the wagon. Play the game. Play the game.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Play the game. I don't think. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. I'm not sure that Crom would have any particular dealings with the less savory parts of society.
No.
That's not really a thing.
He's pretty much on the level. Yeah.
Yeah. Having said that, he grew up in a city, so he would probably have some idea that those things exist.
Yeah. He's not unclued to it because of the mercantile side of element of it, but yeah. Cool.
But he's definitely not. This is very much play the game.
Sorry, do you have a name by any chance?
Play the game. Yes, my apologies. I'm so rude. My name is Bethrin.
Befren, Kron, pleased to meet you. It's always nice to meet a fellow merchant of the glasswork.
Indeed. I must say that I do not actually make any of this. I feel like I do not want to mislead you that I have such skills. I simply buy and sell.
Very good. No, that's quite all right. So, anything you would recommend?
Play the game. I suppose that depends on what sorts of things you're interested in.
Well, I have noticed a couple of things.
Play the game.
And
Yes.
I'll point to a couple of the pertinent glassworks that
Like
would
the
have
nicer
required a bit of detail, yes.
He picks up a pendant, and it's like a silver chain, and then on the end there's a play the game. It almost looks like it's like a mosaiced eyeball kind of design in that sort of almost Egyptian-y way, with like
Okay.
little bits of stained glass and maybe bits of gems, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And he says, I picked this one up up north in one of my travels, up near Trevorno. It was being sold by, alas, a young lady who had found herself in dire straits, and I very kindly gave her more than it was worth, really, if I'm completely honest, but I felt sorry for her, And yes, I'm afraid I do not know who originally made it, but it is quite a lovely piece, don't you think?
May I have a look?
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, and I'll take it from them if you allow.
Play the game.
And have a good assessment of it.
Play the game. Yes. Like
It's a good
you
piece.
don't even need to roll for that.
No.
It's very clearly well made.
Yeah. This is very nice. What are you seeking for this one?
Oh, that one. Well, I did buy it at a bit of a loss, so play the game. 20 gold?
It's good to know. Yeah. That's not a bad price for something like this.
Includes the chain and
Sure.
that's real silver, that is.
Sure.
That is important, yes. No, that is very... I definitely would be happy with that if I was a purchaser of it.
Play the game. Play the game. Not going to be the purchaser of it?
I'm certainly interested in it, but not that interested.
Yes.
Yeah. So at this point,
Play the game. Play the
I
game.
guess the key thing there would be to coming out of that a bit in terms of my thoughts. Is there anything that I've also perceived that might be a little bit off about it?
Play the game. In particular.
In terms
I
of
mean, this dude just screams, play the game. There's stuff in the back.
yeah, because I mean I've done my urgentile style of marketing myself in my early days, but
It's sleazy as hell. Like,
right, okay, so not
you don't
that,
even need,
yeah,
like, it's
yeah, I was a bit more innocent than that. Yep, but streetwise, I guess to a certain degree. Okay, not having anything jump out at me other than the piece that he's got on his arm. Is there anything else that? Oh, no, yeah, that's fine. Well, thank you very much for letting me have a look at your the pieces that you've got. Are you here long?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. I'm just passing through, but I thought maybe I could, sell a couple of things while I was here.
No.
Play the game. Play the
Well, if you
game.
need any repairs done, by all means, look me up. I'm down at the guild.
Play the game. The guild. Yes, I heard about you lot. Play the game. Doing lots of excellent work, helping out our... Play the games, yes. Play the game.
Yeah, and at that point,
Play the game. Play the game.
now, I'm pretty sure we've covered off the type of things that we'd be looking at in terms of people's wrists.
Play the game. Play
And
the game.
Something about knowing the guild already makes me go, hmm.
Play the game.
So in that context, I will just have a quick look at what his bear wrists are showing. Anything?
He has a long trench coat on and
Yeah.
like the gauntlet on the other side, so his wrist.
Okay, so nothing obvious there. Fair enough.
Play the game.
So at that point, I'll take my leave and think nothing of it in my innocence.
Cool.
Actually, before I do,
Yeah.
I will do a little bit of a drop of a debt magic to see if there's anything interesting in the vicinity, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's different.
It's just a ping. So basically,
But
it's just to
is
determine if there is a
it-
magical.
Only visible things.
That's a good point.
I mean, the thing on his wrist definitely pings.
Right. Okay.
That is magical.
Sure.
But I don't remember if it's So I guess the answer is yes, because it's a yes or no question.
Yeah, it's a send out a pulse, and if it registers magic, then yes, I've got an idea. So I know he's applying something that's a little
There
bit
is
above.
definitely magic involved, yes.
Sure, yeah. So I'm not clueless, but I'll move on from that. Going right,
Play the game.
because I don't have the pingers to be able to afford some of the stuff he's actually covering. So I'm off. Thank you.
Cool. So Andaline will maybe the next day call you into the anvil and basically say, hey, this chap came through, and you'll then go, oh, wait, I met this guy. Play the game. And he gave me vibes. She is much more clued into the criminal underworld than you are. And way better at spotting dodgy individuals. And she will indicate to you that she thinks there's something play the game about this guy, and she just kind of wants to know what it is. What is actually in the back of his wagon that isn't the stuff he's showing to the people? Play the game. That's the general idea. She sends you off to gather your people.
Yep.
That happens. You all show up at the anvil, presumably. And we're back to the present. Hello. After that little flashback.
Thank you for the flashback. Well,
Play the game. You're to the anvil.
yes.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Well, thank you all for gathering. Apparently, Andaline has something interesting for us to look into.
Play the game. Oh, hey. Play the game. Go in the back, shall we? Play the game. Play the game.
Okay.
Takes you off into her secret back room. It's not a secret room, but it's a room of
Right room.
things.
He makes sure he tucks all in as small as he can be, because he knows how small the back room is.
Hey, big guy.
And she says, so this guy came through, little kobold chap. Merchant selling like glass eyes and stuff. I got a vibe, and I just feel like there's something going on there. And I kind of want you to play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Says he's play the game. There's something. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Elzer.
Play the game. Play the game.
Is this something dangerous or just something strange?
Play the game. Play the game.
Incoming transmission.
I've been play the game. Incoming transmission. Wow. That was just
Forgot to mute that. Sorry.
It's so funny. It was just like
The timing was perfect.
yeah.
Really.
Hold on, I'm getting a message. Play the game. I have some history with people in a certain play the game area of business. Play the game. 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 And I get a feeling about this guy. I think he might be play the game. Trafficking and play the game. Play the game. Are not entirely play the game on the level. Play the game. I mean, play the game. Play the game. And given the events of things recently and the fact that most things that are not on the level at the moment seem to come back to a particular group, play the game, involved in such things, play the game, play the game, be a lead, play the game. Best case, maybe a lead. Worst case, play the game. He's just dodgy, in which case I'd like to know. I like to know who's dodgy.
Yes, Miss Smith. He did seem to know of the guild.
It's not that surprising at the moment. We've been making some waves, and
True.
it gets round.
He did have an interesting arm piece with an eye-like thing. I'm not 100% sure, but something about him. He had some magical things on him. Put it that way.
Play the game. Not that surprising.
No, given
Single merchant traveling alone through Althea, I would also have magic things on me.
correct.
Don't you all have magic things on you? Magic things don't in and of themselves make someone dodgy. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Still got dodgy vibes. Would like to know more. Play the game.
Do
If
you
that man is not a smuggler, my nose is not what it used to be.
did you happen to catch which direction he was heading? In that case, that might
North.
assist
He
north,
was
so
heading to Elder Castle.
towards Outer Castle. I did ask him if he'd come from, so he must have been heading north generally. Okay.
Play the game. He didn't tell you, though.
Oh, no. Of course not.
Play the game. Play the game. Dodgy.
Mine was professional interest.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Good team here. I feel like you can sniff out the dodginess. Yes, Elzarin. Play the game.
If he's independent or working for another group, do you want us to try to
Play the game. Play the game.
ally with them, or at least get communications with them? See if maybe
Play the game.
we're looking for allies in this.
You know, fires and frying pans and all that.
Exactly.
Information is the thing I mostly want. Play the game. Play the game.
So if he is associated with the other group that we're keeping an eye out for,
Play the
are
game.
we to engage or keep neutral at this point?
I'll let you make that decision depending on how it pans out.
I guess it depends on his reaction, yes. That's
You play the game. Do what you feel is right. Play the game. Play the game. Play the
Well,
game.
if he is with the other, group, should we
Play the game.
make sure that he feels not welcome returning to Circle Creek?
Play the game.
If he is,
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Sometimes you know that old adage about keeping your enemies close, right?
yeah.
Play the game.
I just don't know how smooth an operator this guy is. If he's useful, then keep him close. If he's too good, maybe keep him away.
I did not get the impression that he is an excellent spy, if that's what you mean. Play the game.
Yes,
If he
more
was an
than you,
excellent spy, I wouldn't have immediately gone, play the game.
You were quite good, though. I can't assume.
I play the game. I cannot tell you how to handle him because what I need is more information. Play the game. What that information is, you use your discretion to figure out how to handle him.
Well, as he's got a day's drop on us, I guess we should
He's
do
driving
that
a
then.
wagon though, so you know
Yeah.
he won't be moving fast. And this weather is atrocious, so chances are he has play the game. Play the game. Just bunk it up somewhere. The weather, by the way, in case you did not read the weather report in the Guild Hall channel, is currently raining, stormy, dark clouds. There's cold winds blowing. It's fucking miserable.
perfect. Not lightning though.
How are the conditions of the roads? Are they muddy? Are they okay?
The main road between Merterra and Elder Castle, which goes through Circle Creek, is a pretty decent road because it's used all the time. So it is mostly pretty well maintained. But there will be sections of it that are a little bit play the game.
Yeah.
You know, you're still in Fantasyland, so it's not like it's a beautiful tar road. It is not a motorway, but it's reasonably well maintained given how long it is and how well traveled it is. Play the game.
Very good. Thank you, Miss Smith. In that case, and I'll look to my companions. Shall we head out?
Play the game. Play
so
the
we can
game.
Catch up with this kobold.
Certainly.
Play the game.
Silver would pose a question to Andaline.
Play the game.
Do we know of any contacts, not between us, specifically anyone who might be associated with that group in Alder Castle?
Play the game. Unfortunately, I don't have as many contacts in Elder Castle as I do in Merterra. I spent some of my youth in Merterra, so I know people there. I have a few people up there. Play the game. Nothing concrete. Play the game. Play the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Play the game. Play the game.
Got it. Okay.
They're a shape.
Just knowing what to look out
hard,
for.
hard to pin down,
Yeah.
which is ironic, really,
Gotcha.
when you consider what their symbol is.
Yeah. Okay. That gives us something to go off of at least. All right. Thank you.
Play the game. Play the game. Right. So, as mentioned, the weather is play the game. Rainy, dark, cloudy, stormy. There's wind. Are you making any allowances for this as a group? Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Yeah. So, any preferences in travel? My standard travel kit is cloak, hooded, and mask to mainly keep the dust down. But yeah, so but otherwise warm and dry.
I travel on my sailor's gear, so it's mostly fairly weather resistant. The heavy cloak, the
Play the
white hood
game.
hat being the most out of place too.
Play the game. Play the game.
The-
Are you walking?
Yeah, that's a critical thing for me. I
Yeah.
don't know how to ride yet.
Ah. I
I
guess
can
you
give
are
it a
then.
go.
We could also rent a wagon.
We could use
you
it.
want.
Yes. Yep. We'll be in the same
That
boat
might-
as Cheers.
Play the
Sadly,
game.
yes. I mean, we might be able to ride a little harder. I don't know if how quickly he's trying to get to wherever it is he's going.
Play the game. Play the game.
It's certainly an option. Having taken the wagon from Mutera to get here back from a break, that can move a little bit faster depending on the type of draft beast that they're using.
Play the game.
So
Play the game. Play the game.
Is there any way we could
Play the game. Play the game.
I'm trying to get more or less a straight shot? Are there any shortcuts we could take to kind of maybe hit them off? I don't know the roads north of here. Does anybody?
I know that Silver came from Older Castle.
and I've
Rock
been
came
going
from
through
Older Castle.
yeah, briefly.
Play the game. Play the game.
No, I guess recall knowledge to see if there's any ways we can reduce that. I mean,
Maybe
it's a road, but
Make
Yeah.
I'm going to say survival.
sure. Okay.
Just try to see if there's any bends in the road we can cut across enough to save time on foot.
Play the
Make
game.
it worth traveling on foot.
Not from Crom. He does know the area as well.
What'd you get?
I got 11. It's like,
Silver, how about you?
Play the game.
I got 11 as well.
ooh. Okay,
So
you're not,
these are both city boys.
yeah.
They're aware that
my-
the road they're aware that the road curvy worms, but
Yeah.
Actually, Briar, you can make
Yeah.
a survival check because
I was going to ask.
this is your stuff.
Play the game. Play the game.
We're going to drink the City Boy moniker at this point.
Briar is
North
not a
with pride
city
like I
boy.
do.
Briar is neither of those things.
Oh, I guess I should do survival and not stealth.
Indeed.
Play
Where's
the game.
Fire? I wanted to ask her if she knew the roads.
Very short.
22.
It's the rest of you.
Okay, so the city boys have no idea, but Briar knows this forest very well, and the forest follows this road
Play
most
the
of the
game.
way up. And Briar would know that there are ways you can cut through the forest, but obviously it comes with risk. Like the reason people follow the road is because it's safe,
Play the game.
comparatively. You could cut through the forest, but then you have all the risks of cutting through the forest. So
And then
So-
we wouldn't be able to play in the rain anymore.
Play the game. Play the game.
Still might rain in the forest.
Play the
The
game.
trees
Just-
block it, but
Play the
Yeah.
game. Play the
Fair.
game.
Not as much wind either. So do we want to go quick and risk it, or do we want to just put in the work and travel by road and do some hard marching?
Yeah, we can try that.
there were two options there.
Yeah, so but later, put it in the hard yard and just get it. Yeah.
Play the game. Play the
Anyone
game.
have strong opinions, like for or against? Just marching?
Play the game. Play the game. Play
If
the
we
game.
go by foot, it's going to take us a little bit longer to catch up to him, but the merchant is currently,
Play the
we
game.
think, with this weather, most likely will be stalled, right?
It seems like
Most likely.
unless
So
he was
if
in a
we're
massive hurry for
moving-
some reason,
Yeah.
he would probably
Yeah.
like take shelter because the weather is awful.
So yeah.
Play the game.
I
Probably
don't
be a
think
road
we
too.
should get into the similar situation as him. I think if we can go a little lighter, we should take it. But that's just my opinion. I'll go with whatever the group decides.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
What are you doing?
Play the game.
All right.
Sounds
Let's
like
do it. Let's do it. But do you want to just make it official vote? Just raise hands if they want to walk the trail, or raise hands if they want to do the forest, just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
I mean, I'll take a laugh and try the horse if it comes to it.
Play the
I
game.
can ride with you. I'm really good with like animals and stuff.
Play the game.
Well, I usually have someone riding pinions, so I'm not quite the same.
Play the game. Play the game.
Again, we could also do horses if you guys want to rent some real quick.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Let's-
Someone needs to
I'm-
make a decision.
let's ride.
Yes, horses. I was saying, if you have someone to ride with you, that should work out.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do horses and
So you're
shorten
gonna
our
go and
time there.
see, I think his name is Gallant, if I remember correctly.
So six, right?
Hiring some horses. I
Yes.
do not remember how much prices were for that off the top of my head.
I
Play
think
the
it's like
game.
a silver a day.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, cool.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Discord, but
As we walk out, Pete will reach down
play the game. Play the game.
to pick up his little leafy friend with so sit over the shoulder.
Alright. Yep.
As he's walking through town, he'll like stretch his wings out to like cover over people.
She likes the rain, though.
So she can sit on the shoulder of the rain. Everyone else can hide under some wings.
Cool.
And then you're
Alright.
gonna get a big hug wrapped around your head. Hi,
Nice.
I missed you.
Yeah, just hang on the horn. Like,
Play the game. That is such a cute mental image. I'm not gonna lie. The
Are
tiny
you
lady
going up there?
on top of riding on the gigantic. Play the game.
Right.
Cool. All right. So you get some horses. We'll hand wave that part and deal with the money later. Play the game. Play the game. You get the usual dire warnings from Gelot about being nice to his horses and bringing them back in good condition, because he genuinely likes his horses more than he likes any of you. And you head on up the road. So, who is leading this? I'm gonna say anyone who does not. Are you riding a horse, Pete?
carefully,
Yeah.
very carefully.
Gives you a very large horse.
It will always spend a little bit more money to get the biggest horse that he
Biggest,
can
yeah.
because he understands he's
Alright.
pretty big.
Nice draft force or something.
How many of you have an actual background that would have allowed you to learn to ride a horse? Play the game. Play the game.
I would have dealt probably with draft animals moving stop,
Because you've never ridden.
but never ridden.
You're different because you can just chat to it
Yeah.
and make it your
Yeah.
point. That's not
cool.
a problem. Eldarin, you must have ridden horses. Play the game.
But
I would
that's
assume.
like mostly just moving between places, long
Yeah.
caravans and things like that. I've
But I
never,
would
like,
assume that you play
Yeah.
the game background, you would that familiarity would exist for you.
yes.
The rest of you, I would like you to please make is animal handling a thing? I can never
No.
remember.
It's like
He
make
has had some instruction from
just
Axel.
nature. Play the
Here we
game.
go.
Trent, if you're
Trent,
uh,
you can get a +2 because Brian's
Okay.
leading you.
Right, cool. So that makes it 11.
Cool. Well, that's the difference between falling off and not falling off. So
I would have beforehand used wild empathy and had a chat with the horse to be like,
Right.
let's have a good time and a good ride.
cool.
Yeah.
It looks like most of you are good. You're fine. Crom, you are not comfortable. This is not a good experience for you, especially because Briar is chattering in a friendly manner to the horse the entire time.
I imagine I'm trying not to do this because I'm getting told off for doing this.
But you do manage to stay on the horse, so that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you're just following the road. Is that the plan? Play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
So Briar, you're probably good in the rain, given that you're basically a plant.
Play the game.
Silver, do you have anything to protect you from this awful, horrible weather?
Play the game. 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 Play the game.
No response. Did you hear me? Silver, that was aimed at you.
You would
Play the
have
game.
on this traditional detective outfit, the fedora.
Alright, there's a hat
Trench coat?
coat. I'll give it to you. Pete, you're probably fine, because it probably evaporates off you.
Hey, he's got his like tremble
Actually, yeah.
cloak over anyway.
Retro, what about you?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Made no noise. You are making no noise. Do you have push to talk or something?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
We have lost your sound.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Weird. It was there before.
It was.
Play the game. Play the game.
He hurt you.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Do you have the manual mute?
Play the
Yeah.
game.
Manual mute on your headphones,
You.
maybe?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Okay.
Play the game.
I'm going to assume that you were smart and brought a raincoat. Okay, cool.
She's just very stoic. She just weathers
Yeah.
the rain.
Play the game.
So you
Play the
are
game.
traveling through this awful day. It is very unpleasant.
Play the game. Play the game.
And
Play the
it's a
game.
good
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the
probably
game.
half a day. Just
Play the game.
shooting.
Play the game.
It's
Play the game. Play the game. Play the
it
game.
doesn't take you as long as it would otherwise have done because of the horses. But you do eventually find yourselves coming across a wagon that has pulled off to the side and is kind of
Play the game.
just trying to stay out of the horribleness.
Play the game. Play the game.
Your token.
Play the game. Play the game.
Well, we do at the very least.
Play the game. Play the game.
The map does not show the terrible weather, and the map is apparently a beautiful sunny day, but it's not. It's lying.
Play the game.
The map lies.
Yes. There is a very sad, drenched-looking kobold sitting underneath like a tiny bit of shelter that he's managed to construct in the back of the wagon, just kind of sitting there waiting for the rain to pass. 2 horses, both just kind of doing that stoic horse thing.
Play the game.
This is what you see as you approach.
Play the game. Play the game.
So just backing a moment, I guess, on our route up. So if we come across, Jax, my brain has forgotten the name of the kobold.
It is Bephryn, Bephryn.
Declan. So I guess one suggestion that Crom will make is if we do come across him just on the way, we're obviously on a mission, but maybe we play it like we're just looking for a brief place to camp with briefly as we head up.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
As per discussion in Twitch, can Pete go in the front?
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I
Why?
don't mind.
the image of like a giant horse with a giant demon-looking dude who's slowly steaming, just
Steaming.
riding out of its rain looks awesome.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Play the game.
Because you gotta put your most friendly face forward.
Uh-huh.
That's totally friendly, right?
Like when you find this wagon, it's pulled off the road and it's just like covered up with like tarps and stuff. You probably can't even actually see the kobold. You can kind of see that there's like a little light coming from underneath the tarps, and that's it. And the horses are just standing in the rain, looking dejected.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the
Right,
game.
So with that said, okay, so
Sorry.
Yep.
Did you say what you needed to say on the?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just in regards to how we may play it. It'll start in cool.
Fellow travelers just needing a place to shelter.
Yep. There's a nice tree there.
Exactly.
Play the game.
Right. So with that,
So we call out, "Hello, anybody there?"
Play the game. Play the game.
The edge of the tarp lifts, and he looks up and he goes,
Play the
"Oh,
game.
hello, other fellow travelers. How lovely to see you. Why are you still moving in this terrible weather?"
Play the game. Play the game.
Looking for a place to get.
Play the game. Play the game.
And just looking for somewhere to like get out of this. Mind if we join you?
I don't. He like looks at you and Silver and Redra
Play
and
the game.
Crom, and he
Uh-huh.
goes, "I don't think you're gonna fit on here. It's a very small wagon. I might be able to take your leafy friend and person, the human.
Play
I
the
think
game.
The rest of you are probably too big. Sorry. I'd love to help."
that's fair. Well met.
Play the game.
We
Play
can
the
make
game.
camp near here, though. You have no problem with us.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Play the game. Play the game.
Right.
Right. So
I can lend you a tarp. I have a spare. He like pushes one towards you.
Play the game.
Excellent.
Maybe you can rig something up. I don't know.
yeah, up against the tree.
Play the game.
Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game.
Yeah, with my +0 survival, everybody's not going to do much in it.
You had a ranger on your team. Yeah. Whose whole job is this kind of stuff.
Last season, maybe, but not this season.
You do have a ranger on your team.
Yeah.
Brian is a ranger.
They're not leaves, and it's this fabric stuff.
Play the
I could
game.
probably make it work.
Play the game. Play the
Appreciate
game.
So what are you going to try to rig up some sort of shelter with the tarp, whatever you can find? Make a survival check for me.
We can do that.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
28. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. In fact, the kobold's looking a little jealous.
In fact, I do believe that's a crit.
Okay, it's like
Yeah.
one of those glamping bivouacs. It's amazing. You guys are all a little bit like, whoa. Brian's usually, forgive me, but not the brightest bulb on the tree. And then suddenly this comes out of nowhere. Beautiful.
You should change the
We
natural.
should do this professionally. There are people who'd pay top dollar to have you make camp for this kind of talent.
Just going around and grabbing like extra leaves from the trees and putting vines on it. You've got like a little curtain coming down.
Very pretty.
Very pretty.
Play the game. Play the game.
You found a way to let
that's-
light in during a storm.
Amazing.
Play the game. Play the game.
He looks a little jealous.
Do you want to come in?
Play the game.
Absolutely. He like hops off and runs towards you.
Play the
Ducks in.
game.
Oh, this is so much better. This is
See,
great. You're
He like folds down and like climbs in under because he knows he's just gonna like slowly like warm up. the space.
Everyone starts to steam slightly.
Yeah.
We just put Pete in the middle where we normally put a fire pit and just let it warm.
Play the game.
Oh, this is good. So,
Play the
kind
game.
of shakes himself like he's trying to put back on his not pathetic persona. And he's, wait, you all heading off to Elder Castle?
Play the game.
Not quite
Yep.
that far afield, but we're heading that direction.
Play the game. Play the game.
Cool.
Play the game. Play the game.
To say where, or is it a secret?
Play the game.
I think out of character. I think Riverways is kind of in between.
No, that's
Not
in a
on the
different
seven.
direction.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
It's
Figure
right
is very
that
well.
way.
The lady
they're-
that we
Various little
Yeah,
towns.
yeah.
the lady we did the mission for with the
Play the game.
mushroom tentacle things.
Play
She
the
was
game.
like off the road to the north, wasn't it?
Oh, the apothecary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also like on the Riverways Road. But
That's east
yeah,
or east.
it's also
or
not
west.
on this
Yeah.
road.
I mean, there was that tower that was cleared out.
There was a watchtower, yeah.
so
that was on this road, yeah.
So somewhere around there.
Play the game. Play the
Oh, yeah.
game.
Yeah, so you're in with the castle and the guards and stuff then, huh?
Play the game.
They buy stuff.
Play the game. Play the game.
Sometimes.
Play the
Buy
game.
stuff, yes.
Play the game.
Just, trying to figure out if you're this guy, and he like gestures at Silver. Looks kind of like he might be a cop. You a cop, mate?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
I go.
Sounds like something a cop would say.
Play
Hey,
the
city
game.
man, he's like,
Play the game. Play the
Oh.
game.
hey man, I'm Pete, and reaches a hand out to like shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Beffrin, lovely to meet you, Pete.
No.
Anyone ever told you you're really warm?
Play
Oh
the game.
yeah, I get that a lot.
Play the
He's
game.
very friendly.
Super handy.
I see that.
Well,
How are you sort of doing in this weather?
Play the
Doing
game.
alright?
I mean, it's cold and it's wet.
Play the game.
But,
Play the game. Play the
it's
game.
life on the road.
Play the game.
I just realized that his whole speech pattern slowed down because he was talking to you.
He's gonna like give him a look over as a medicine check, just to see
you can make
like
a medicine check.
if he's going all right.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the
Feel
game.
free.
Modified 20.
He seems fine.
Play the
He's a bit
game.
wet and bedraggled, but
Mm.
he's not ill or hurt.
Oh.
He's fine.
Play the game. Play the game.
Prestidigitation, I can remove water with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Sorry.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Tidy.
Play the game. Play the game.
Tidy.
Play the game.
It's part of prestidigitation. I think looks correct.
Play the
Um,
game.
Yeah,
Play the game.
Pete'll just be like, "Hey man, I don't want to like alarm you or nothing, but I'm gonna do a bit of magic, see if I can dry you out a little. You cool with that?
Play the game. It'll just dry me out, right? And not
Oh.
like, this isn't like one of those things where you go, I'm just going to dry you out and then I'm a dehydrated husk of a person.
Oh, nah, man, nah. Just like get the water off you so you don't catch a cold or nothing.
Play the game. Play the
Do it
game.
on me first if you want.
No.
I could-
no. I can make a leap of faith. Play the game.
So
Thank you.
we'll just start doing prestidigitation. It takes like rounds, and we'll just like start drying the
Cool.
little kobolds' clothes off, and then just move on to everyone else.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. So, what business are you folks in? Play the game. Play the game.
Odd jobs.
Play the game. Play the game.
Healing businessman.
Play the game. Play the game. You spend a lot of time with people who need healing? Play the game.
Thankfully,
Play the game. Play
but
the game.
also
Good pick, though.
Play the game. Play the game. Adventuring, you say. So you like fight things, yeah? Play the game.
So far, I've had better success at falling down shafts.
Play the game. Didn't I meet you in the marketplace? I thought you were like a glassmaker.
Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game. You're an adventurer.
I do both.
Play the game. Multi-talented. Play the game. What do you do when you're not being a cop? Play the game. Play the game.
Private investigation.
Oh, so cop, but without the official business. Play the game. Play
Yep.
the game.
Into things that people don't want me to figure out.
Play the
He
game.
pointedly looks at him a little bit more
Play the game.
aggressively with that.
Question. Play the game. Are you fussy about who you work for? Play the game. Play the game.
Fussy.
Well,
Well, that's what I'm curious about.
you know,
Picky or
if the pay is good enough, would you investigate anything? Play the game. Play the game. Play the
if
game.
the pay is good enough, I'll lend an ear to investigate. Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. That's all. Just curious. I'm a curious kind of a person. Play the game. What about your big green silent friend? Play the game. It's your job, big green silent friend. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Is it working?
Yes.
Is it-
Play the game.
I am in the healing game as well.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. A lot of healers.
I get injured a lot.
Adventuring. Maybe you need something to help you not get hurt so easily. I'm just saying that might help. Play the game.
oh, yeah, you certainly
You
do.
have me intrigued.
Play the game. You know, in my line of work, we stumble across various things. Play the game. Play the game.
Nice. What sort of stuff you stumbled across, man?
Play the game.
Jacks. Where did I hear the jacks from?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Oh, I'm just such as.
Oh, such as, sorry.
Hmm.
Well, you know, it would depend a little bit on the size of your gold pouches, if you see what I'm saying. Play the game.
It's funny you say that. I just happened to have collected a little work down south in the some mine down there, and I
Play the
have
game.
a few gemstones I might need to figure out a use for.
Play the game. Play the game. Right. I don't really have a lot of use for that. I'm kind of more of a cold hard gold kind of a guy. Play the game.
I can do both.
Play the game. Play the game.
We're talking human monies, right?
Play the
That's what
game.
this goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not human, but yes. Play the game.
It's
Play the game. 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 Play the game.
but yes, I have both. I tend to have more than one type of currency on me.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Well,
Play the game. See here.
Within reason. I'm not obviously we're not super wealthy, but I have a little bit of money to dispose of if it's worth it. It's something that can help me.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. What would help you? Being faster, being harder to hit, being tougher. Play the game. Play the game.
All of the above, some depending on the job. Sometimes
Play the
one,
game.
sometimes the other. What are the options?
Well, play the game. Play the game. Yes, silver. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
I was waiting for his change in demeanor a little bit. Can I activate my pursue lead ability?
Sure. What does that do?
The detective ability. It's basically I get to designate him as the. You spend 1 minute examining the details of one potential clue, designating the subject related to that clue as the target of your active investigation, i.e., our merchant fellow friend. This subject is typically a simple creature, item, or small location, such as a room or corridor.
Play the game.
I want to pay attention to him a little bit more closely because his change of speech has picked up something in my ears.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Just going to quietly watch him while he's having this conversation with Elzarin. Play the game.
He's talking a bit more frequently, like business-wise.
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit curious.
Play the game. He's not cold and
Yeah,
wet.
so I'm like,
his next immediate thing is, can I make money off these people? 100%. That's the kind of person he is.
Yep.
Play the game.
Pete is going to go, hey, dude, do you mind if I just, like, stretch out a little? I just need to, you know...
Play the game. Who are you speaking to?
To our little kobold friend.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So Pete's gonna like stretch his wings out like carefully so not to like bump anyone, and
play the game. Play the game.
While he's doing that, he'll look to Silver and go, "Hey man, you still look a little chilly. Do you want a little drink to warm you up?"
Play the game.
Trying to like
play the game. Play the
play
game.
across to him. Hey, I've got those potions that we've talked about that makes you more observant.
Play the game.
And so while it's like stretching out a little, and then
Silver responds, I think I'm topped up right now, but it's good to know that we do have a little extra refreshment.
Play the game. The kobold ducks out, scampers off to his wagon, and comes back with a little box, which he puts in front of Elzarin, and he goes, "This, play the game. Eye of Apprehension. Play the game. It's an astonishing little gadget, which I feel would suit your temperament just perfectly. It is something which you play the game. Play the game. Play the game. I believe need to have on your person. You can wear it. You can put it in a pendant. At the moment, it's just the thing, so you can add it to. You can add it to armor or a weapon. Anyway, it makes you much quicker, and react really quickly to things. And it's play the game. Very, very pretty as well. And he opens the box and you see play the game. It's like a little. It looks like an eyeball, but it also looks like play the game. There's a gem-like quality to it, and maybe like precious stony quality to it. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Yep.
Can you make your art check thing again?
Sure. Yep.
Play the game. Play the game.
I make some kind of check to see if it's actually like eyes? Like, is there any type of eyes actually in there?
Nature check if you wish.
Okay. So I rolled a 18 with my skill art war 22.
Okay. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
19.
Play the game. From you get the feeling that there is play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Something a little bit off about this thing. It doesn't look entirely artificial. Play the game. Briar, you get a real there might be a real eye involved here, kind of a vibe from this thing. But it looks, at first glance, it looks like an artificial object.
Sure.
It looks like it's made of precious gems and stuff, but there's just something slightly squishy looking about it.
It doesn't look like what I'm used to, and given what we've been mining, it's like there's something a little bit more lifelike.
Yeah, it's a little weird. And it's just nestled in a little box, like a little, velvet box, like a toy box thing.
The question I would have from that, and also generally, is what style of eye does it look like? Does it have like a reptilian eye? Does it have a mammalian eye?
You can make a nature check.
Sure.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
While he's doing that, like, Elzarin will very slowly take out his rapier to kind of like see where would you think the stone should go? The pommel, somewhere in the hilt, perhaps.
I mean, it would fit beautifully right on the crossguard, right, or just above it, maybe.
And just kind of holding it like this is the super most important thing about the purchase is how good it looks in the blade.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Crumb, what did you get?
the city boy vibe has come through. 7.
You have no idea.
Oh,
Excuse me, mister.
Hi, yes. Play the game.
Where are you getting the eyes from?
Play the game. Well, I procured this from a artisan that I know. I did not actually obtain the components myself.
It's not very nice to go around plucking out eyes, you know.
Play the game. I didn't pluck anybody's eye out of anywhere. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Is this somebody's fake eye? Are you giving me someone's? Is this used?
Play the game.
Looks like a real eye.
Play the game. The thing, right? These sorts of enchantments can be achieved with, play the game, synthetic ingredients, right? And generally speaking, that is the more acceptable way to go about it. However, there are those who have discovered that using, play the game, natural components, play the game, enhances the enchantment. Play the game, play the game. And so in this particular case, play the game, play the game, play the game. Enchantment may have been enhanced. However, I simply obtained this item. It is not something I have made myself. Play the game, play the game, play the game.
So it was like this when you acquired it.
Indeed. Play the game. Can I get Silver to make me a society check, please? Because I feel like you're the only person in the... No, yes, you're the only person in this group who would have the ambient knowledge around this that might make you go, play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
okay, you said society?
Society, yeah. Play the game. Unless you have like criminal underworld law or something along those lines, which you might do being a detective.
I don't have criminal underworld law.
Something like that, yeah.
Will I be able to apply my pursue a lead bonus to this?
Absolutely. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
While he's doing that, can I make a further nature check to see if I can figure out where this, like, is it humanoid? Is it animal? Yeah.
Similarly, if I can, with my background as a sorcerer, I'm wondering about an arcana context of with my interest in glassware and eyes.
Play the game.
Just with the chick that
Yeah, I'll let it. So Silver, what'd you get? Play the game.
Rolls are not with me today.
No.
It is an 8.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
You do have a reroll if you want it.
Play the game.
Yes, I will use my reroll. Please and thank you.
actually, on a similar note, I rolled a 9. Can I use a hero roll?
Play the game.
I rolled a 13.
Play the game. You're not sure. Okay. Play the game. I would say that with the 13, you can be fairly certain that it is play the game. Animal rather than humanoid, but that's about it. Okay.
Yeah, no, the name that he gave does not ring a bell. I rolled a 5 as a follow-up.
Okay. Silver? Play the game. Play the
Dice
game.
are saying no, I got a 9.
Okay, never mind then. Cool. None of this rings any bells to any of you, and the other two have not the background that would make this relevant. So, and Alzarin, you're not from this world, so.
No.
Play the game.
Society, but not this society.
Yeah. Play the game. This is very specifically,
yeah.
Yeah, like
I understand.
It's Azurian knowledge rather than like knowledge of this world. So, play the game.
So I inquire as to the properties. What exactly
play the game
does this enhance and do?
Play the game. Well, let's say you're in a tense situation and things kick off, right? And you find yourself suddenly engaged in fisticuffs. Yes, it allows you to move much quicker than your opposition. Mechanically, it increases your play the game for initiative. Play the game. And I think it. Please hold. Please hold 1 hot second because I only wrote.
Please hold for eyeballs.
I wrote, what would he tell them, not what does it actually do.
Exactly.
Because play the game.
They're two very different things.
They are in some cases. Play the game. Play the game. Yes. So what it does is if you play the game, are about to roll initiative, play the game. It allows you to essentially roll with advantage. So you roll twice and you take the higher roll. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
You more easily get the drop on somebody when they make a move. I see.
Absolutely. That's the thing. Makes you lightning fast. Play the game.
And how much are we talking here?
Oh, for something like this, usually it would cost you about play the game 100 gold pieces, especially with the added play the game potency of this particular makeup. However, due to the fact that you and your group have provided me with this astonishingly excellent shelter, I would be willing to drop it to 400. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Afraid that might be a little too rich for my blood. I have money, but not that much. Is there something more
play the game? Play the game.
Affordable amongst your interesting items?
Let's see here. One moment. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Like, goes off back to his wagon and comes back with like a bag that is like, this is clearly the cheap stuff. All right, let's see what we've got here. I do have play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Oh, these are very popular in Older Castle, and it's like a little brooch that also has like an eyeball on it. This one appears to just be glass. He goes, this is very popular amongst the nobility, especially the lesser nobility, if you understand what I mean. It is called a gossip's eye, and it basically lets you play the game. Other places, listen at doors. No, not listen at doors. It's an eye, not an ear. But you know, it gives you the option to do a bit of spying on your neighbors. You know, if that's your kind of thing. Very popular amongst a certain kind of people. What? Yes. What? Play the game.
Do you leave it somewhere and are able to see through it, or
if you hold on just 1 second, I can give you the exact details.
Pete would like to do something, I sense.
Yes, Pete. Hello. Yes.
So when we were looking at that
play the game
fancy expensive eye,
play the game.
Would Pete have seen the gauntlet that
play the game
about, but Pete hasn't seen?
Yeah, it's like he's not hiding it.
No, so
play the game.
What would I roll to go? Is that the same as that?
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Probably. Play the game. The gossip's eye. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Essentially, is like a long-range spy camera. So you say a code, a magic word thing, and the eye part attaches itself and goes floating off. Play the game. Looks at things and feeds back what it's seeing. It's only visual though, so you can't. Yeah.
It's
play the game.
19.
You can put it in a location too, like a camera. It would be good for a spy. Play the game. Who just wants to know what their neighbors are up to, which seems to be what he's going with. Sorry. Play the game.
19.
Play the game. Play the game. It is not the same thing. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. It is a different thing. Play the game.
I ask price again.
Play the game. Play the game. Much more affordable. This is 30 gold pieces.
Oh, that is within my price range. Intriguing.
Play the game. Play the game.
Pardon me for mentioning this, but I noticed a certain theme with your
play the game
goods. I mean, they're all remarkable quality, of course. They all seem to be
play the game. Play the game.
Popular in nature. Is there a reason for that?
Yes. I just think they're cute. I like eyeballs. They're fun. And there's a lot you can do with them. They're very versatile. You know, both the synthetic variety and the less synthetic variety. Play the game. It's just sort of something I've become known as. I'm the eyeball guy. You know how it is. You get a certain reputation, and then people with play the game certain kinds of products seek you out to offload. I mean, sell on certain kinds of products. Play the game. You understand how that happens, yes?
Pete chuckles is like, oh yeah, I understand getting like a reputation, man.
Exactly.
The big scary guy.
Your signature piece, as it were. Play the game.
Good.
I'm the eyeball guy, and so when people have eyeball-related items, I'm the person they come to. Play
How
the
do
game.
you feel about that little dude?
Oh, it's a living. What you gonna do? Play the game.
Well,
Not how you.
yeah.
Play the game.
Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Is that how you got the gauntlet, or from the same person? People.
This is a special piece. I just like it. It's particularly fun. Also, in my line of business, sometimes you get yourself into a tight spot, and it helps me out of it. It's not for sale, however.
Oh no, I just noticing the eye theme, and I
Play the game.
Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. Play the
this is
game.
unexpected. I wasn't
Play the
planning
game.
on purchasing, and you're
Play the game. Play the game.
intriguing though.
We're stuck here. The weather's terrible. May as well get some retail therapy in. Am I right? Hey, hey.
Hey.
Play the game. Play the game. Play the game. If that's not your speed, he puts it away and he goes, I also have these, and he pulls out a box, and inside the box are play the game, play the game, play the game. They're literally just like little glass eyes. Play the game. Play the game. And he opens the box, and there's a bunch of various eyes. Now that you know what you're looking for, Briar, these ones also have that slightly play the game, play the game.
Good.
Maybe there's some organic matter involved in this. Look. He goes, this is a selection of, we like to call them the Eyes of Enlightenment, which sounds very fancy, doesn't it? It's not actually that fancy, though. Each one is associated with a particular kind of creature that you might encounter if you were, say, for example, an adventuring party who frequently goes to weird and wonderful places where odd creatures exist. If you were to encounter such a creature and you had one of these on you, you could smash it against your forehead. I don't actually think you have to do that, but it's very dramatic and it's amusing. And it would then impart some information to you about the creature you're about to fight. However, it has to be, obviously, the right one. So I have a selection here. If you were likely to encounter, for example, a Barghest. This one is a Barghest, Eye of Enlightenment. And if you smash this against your forehead, you would then, for the next little while, have some understanding of that creature and its strengths and weaknesses and so forth, giving you an edge were you to fight it. Of course, in order for this to be extremely useful, you would need a whole collection and have it on you at all times, because you probably never know when you're going to be encountering a Barghest. However, that's why they're not that expensive. They're only 25 gold pieces each. Corsive.
I kind of just look to the party yeah, should I get this stuff kind of look, but really I'm trying to see if anyone's noticed anything I should be alarmed by.
Corsive. I know what remembers the important parts of the situation. Corsive.
So Chrome is certainly keeping, if you pardon the euphemism, the reference, an eye on the quality of the workmanship that is coming up, and obviously identifying with the fact that it's not quite his line of marketing.
So these little things they're clearly magical. They're decent quality as far as you can tell from your glass knowledge. Briar is definitely aware that there is something about them that isn't like there's an organic component.
They're not marbles.
But the external part seems to be glass, so it's like it's an eyeball maybe inside a glass case or something along those lines, with some sort of enchantment involved. It doesn't look quite stylized, it doesn't look like an eyeball. It looks like it's made of glass, but there's something just a little bit not quite. Yes.
Cool.
Again, these are particularly good ones because they have not been created with synthetic ingredients. They've been created with actual, fully organic ingredients. Corsive.
And that makes them work better. I'm afraid I don't know the ways of enchanting.
Corsive, yes, it makes them more potent. My understanding. I also don't entirely know the ways of enchanting, but the kinds of people who generally do business with me seem to prefer the items that have this extra.
More popular.
Yes. Coursive, despite
does
the
it-
coursive disdain that others may have for such things.
Does it only work with eyes, or do other body parts work for this process? Do you know?
Oh,
I know some odd people.
I am not an enchanter, my good sir, so I'm not certain. But I imagine that if you were doing magic that had something to do with spleens, a real spleen would work better than a synthetic spleen. I'm uncertain.
I just know people who like bones and teeth, and if
Of course,
they might like something themed that way.
well, that's not my area of expertise. I'm
You're the eye guy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Coursive.
Do you say
like a tooth guy?
A background in Arcana? I think that might just be Crumb. Like, are you trained in Arcana? Who's trained in Arcana? If you're trained in Arcana, I will let you make an Arcana roll about this thing he's saying. Coursive.
Yes, Peters.
Come on.
I imagine the casters probably are.
17.
17?
17.
27. 27, that's good. All right.
Interesting.
Coursive. So, you would know that when you do magic, there are often components involved in that magic. Generally speaking, in Azuria, it is considered to be coursive. There's an ethical aspect to that. So people who do who do magic in an above board way tend to try to use ethically sourced components, right? So, it's like shopping at Whole Foods. It's like you're going for ethically sourced components, and that's generally accepted as the correct way. Like, very generally, that's just an assumption that's made. Coursive, you may have heard whispers because you come from a city, that there are other ways of getting those components that may be, one, cheaper, coursive, or two, more potent. Not usually both of those things. Coursive that allows you to coursive the magic to make it, either to make it at a cheaper cost, or to make it coursive
Enhanced.
However, there's obviously risk in that because you are then doing business with people who are shady, and so sometimes they'll be like, no, I swear this is a real dragon's claw, and it turns out it's from like a drake. So there's,
It's kind of like that whole dragon's blood thing. It's like, oh yeah, you've got some dragon blood in you, so not quite the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you would be aware that there is a like black market in coursive magical components that are maybe not coursifical.
Yeah. No,
and this is the vibe here.
I'm pretty sure Falarin would have had me covered on that.
Yeah, that would definitely have been part of your training.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Redra would ever have encountered that because your magic is all very. It's not that kind of magic. Pete? Yes. Hello.
Would Pete have know about that from his
coursive
job previously, being an undertaker? That
coursive.
not everybody takes care of bodies like they're supposed to.
Yeah, maybe you might have got whispers here and there. Coursive.
But certainly not enough to do anything with.
You're definitely aware of, because there is a general understanding that you should be using components that are not coursive, that nobody's ripping anyone's eyes out. Coursive. So there would be, ethical ways of obtaining those things. And then there are coursive ways of obtaining those things, and there's a black market in there. Coursive. This is the vibe you're getting from this guy. Yes, Silver.
Yeah.
Coursive.
Question: how much time has passed since we actually started sitting down having this conversation?
It's been a while. It's probably been a good 20 minutes at this stage.
Okay.
Coursive.
Silver would actually like to like we're covered in a tarp that's like blocked on all sides with like a little opening on one area. Yeah, Silver would actually like to step outside real quick and do a quick perception check because we are somewhat in the open, but we're off on the side. And he's like, this is a well-used road, even if it is terrible weather. So he wanted to step outside and do a perception check.
Anyone else around? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, anyone else coming towards our way and stuff like that.
Make a perception check then. Corsive.
Perception is not in the same place as everything
It's
else.
up at the top because it's also initiative.
Yep.
Throws everybody
Oh.
off.
Yes.
It's its own special thing. I like how I pointed up there, like I am a character sheet. Corsive.
Are you looking for perception? You'll find me up here.
Yes, I found it when I went over to combat. It's right there.
Corsive.
Freak out.
Corsive. What have we got? Corsive.
10.
It's raining real hard. Visibility is bad.
Yeah.
You can't see.
Visibility so bad. It's so bad.
The quiet hiss on the cobblestone.
Yeah,
Big
there's no
part.
cobblestones. But
So-
the wind is blowing. It's super unpleasant, and you don't really have a sense of. However, it's probably a good bet that no one's out here on purpose, if they can avoid it in this kind of weather. It's
So
the weather really worked out for me in this case. Yes.
So Cron will at some point just peel a little bit away in the similar break, but message probably Pete in this case, using his message thing in the
You
noggin.
don't have to be able to see it. No, he has to be able to see you to reply. Hey.
Yeah. So basically, I'll at least pass on to him what I recall about the arcana context of the eyes, just so we've got at least another who's aware without having that confab potentially later.
Of course, there's some black market shit happening here.
Yeah. So this might be of interest to Andaline, is what I'll key in there. But otherwise, I'll
Corsive.
keep an eye out.
Yes. Corsive. Elzarin. Corsive.
I will still be talking to the kobold. I was just like, all right, you wouldn't have you don't know anybody who might possibly know about that type of enchantment, do you? And I'll kind of look like I'm like kind of looking at the scrying eye, when he's talking about the noble's eye, or
Yep. Corsive.
Yeah,
You
it's
mean
like-
able to Corsive. Is that what you mean?
like how to create items using teeth and bone or other parts. Somebody
I
might be able to do that sort of thing.
Well, how shall I put this? I try to stay on the outskirts of that sort of thing. I have developed a reputation, and people come to me when they have a certain kind of Corsive.
I understand that the person I'm thinking might be interested in this definitely wouldn't want to be.
Corsive.
I mean,
Corsive.
obviously they do nothing bad, but they definitely don't want to be known for what they would like. You do very well with your eye.
Be the teeth and bones guy. That's what you're trying to tell me. Corsive.
Yes, I mean obviously eyes are more interesting. Teeth and bone tend to have a different kind of connotation.
We all have our things. I
Yes.
am not one to judge other people's proclivities. Corsive business. Corsive. But if you're into teeth and bones and that sort of thing, one moment, let me just think real hard for a hot second.
Thank you.
Corsive, give me one moment. Corsive, you probably are going to want, Corsive too. Were you to go up to Elder Castle, of course, because that's where most of the people I am familiar with hang out.
That makes sense. It's a big city.
Give me a second.
Of
Corsive, you would want probably to speak to old Betty. Corsive, she's Corsive. Well, let's just say she's not someone you should course of bits of your body lying around near. Course of
Can she
hair,
be
nails, that sort of thing.
Can she be discreet though with people she interacts with?
Yes. Betty is one for if you make a deal with her, you want to be careful of fine print. But she is well, she's not one to speak of her business dealings.
Make a show of like relief, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's that would work for the person I'm thinking of, who definitely wouldn't want me dropping their name.
She doesn't move around though. You would have to actually go to Castle to see her.
I'm probably just going to be selling this person a name, and how they do that's up to them. Really, I'm not a bone and teeth guy.
Well, if they went into, certain parts of Castle and asked around for old Betty Spider Chewer,
really,
sure. Of course, I don't believe she actually chews spiders. I think she just likes the name because it makes her sound scary.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
everything in this.
Exactly. Yeah, just distracts people from wandering hands. She makes things for Luna. I get that.
Of course.
That's very.
I don't know anyone who would attempt to steal from. Corsiv.
Is that much of a rep, or is that creepy?
I just think that no. That's how you end up being the spider she chews. Corsiv. Yes.
Being from Alder Castle, would that name ring a bell?
You can make a society check.
I will try. I will make the attempt.
You have the capacity.
You have an eye for that sort of thing.
Oh, no.
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 I'll never stop blinking.
Corsiv.
Oh, that's a little better. Okay.
What do we get?
That is a 17.
Okay. It's probably a name you've heard. Of course, if you've ever met her. But it's probably a name you've heard in the kinds of work you do, and it would be a name that is whispered. Corsiv, you don't track with her. Kind of, she's scary.
Gotcha.
Essentially, she's a hag, but she's a hag who's got big city savvy. Corsiv.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. Based in yeah.
Would that have been something potentially? No,
you didn't move in those kind of circles.
No.
There's no reason you would ever have heard of it.
Training was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, nah.
Yep.
This is someone who you only go to when you're fucking desperate and you've run out of options.
Yeah.
Like, she's that kind of a person.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Silverwood with a bit of.
All her neighbors get robbed and she doesn't. Like, it's that kind of vibe.
Okay. Or the robber never gets heard from again.
Yeah, exactly. No, everybody knows. You just don't. Like, she's fucking terrifying.
And the
Silver
reason
with
for
a
that
bit of
is
recollection.
lost history.
Silver with a bit of recollection would actually let the rest of the group know that she's like, yeah, don't go messing with her unless you absolutely need to.
You're familiar with her, are you? Elder Castle boy, yes? Of course,
Spend some time around the city.
I see. Of course, if you encountered Betty, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if
Encountered is a strong word. She comes with a reputation by name.
so you avoided her. Excellent plan. Of course, anyway,
Exactly.
he then launches into a long and convoluted discussion about the wonders of living in the big city, and while he does that, we're going to take a break. Of course, that kind of time.